Yeah, people, we're back. It's the day. It's not quite morning anymore. Yeah, busy morning. Very tired last night. The good, the bad, and the ugly Halloween special show was on, and wearing all of that crap does wear you out a little bit. Makes the simple things um, does make the simple things feel like a lot more hard work has to go into it, but we will discuss. Nonetheless, we will discuss the game last night. Manchester United 5, Leicester 2. Steve Cooper says, "Mate, that place weren't intimidating at all. There's no atmosphere. We're really comfortable. You held 5. You held 5 to Manchester United, who are 14th place in the league. You are one place behind them, I believe, in the league table, my guy. And you're just trying to dust it dust it under the rug a little bit, put it under the rug. Literally, they're 2 points behind us in the league table with one goal difference worse off than us. So yeah, they came to Old Trafford and we stomped them with of course the acknowledgement that the teams that were put out, they rotated quite a bit. We rotated a couple of players, but ultimately, I think the focus for Man United last night was we need to win. You know, just get yourself through to the next round, and we did that, and we did it with style as well. Um, First half, probably one of the most convincing attacking halves of football that Manchester United have played, of course, since the Barnsley game where we won that game 7-0. Um, Definitely very prevalent in the attacking department. I think defence has got a few question marks about it. I think we can acknowledge that Dalot's officially got a bozo gene in him. We saw it against West Ham, but then we also saw it again tonight defensively. Um, yeah, I think it's a bozo gene where it's like his chest control. He's not expecting it, right? I'll take a portion of the blame off of him for that second goal. He wasn't expecting it, right? But my guy, come on, chest control. Don't balloon the touch because you're ballooning it across the box at a relatively slow speed for everyone else to jump onto. So you know you're inevitably gonna cause all sorts of problems for your team if that's what you're gonna end up doing. However, the likes of Casemiro, sublime performance. Agate, fantastic performance. Intense performance. Bruno Fernandes played a lot calmer today. Garnacho, in good positions in the box. Rashford, I think, was a bit invisible. Never really noticed him at all. Um, and yeah, quite a few players that did relatively well. I think Xerxes had one or two chances that he didn't convert. Of course, on another day you might say something different. But I just think all around, the team yesterday looked like it was out there to just have a good time, right? Play without pressure, but just play to enjoy the game. And they looked like a team that was having fun. And it does always pose this question, you know, a game against West Ham, you could have played with that same enthusiasm that you had tonight. You could have done. Now, tactics perhaps would be different, the smaller details, because I think Ruud taking over from Ten Hag, I wouldn't have expected a massive amount of difference. Um, I thought the substitutions from Ruud van Nistelrooy tonight, not an awful lot wrong with the changes. I think the Diallo substitution thought was a necessary change to make. We need to see Diallo getting minutes in this team and subbed off for Rashford, who was the worst performing winger um, out of the two that we had on the pitch. And I think he handled the majority of the workings quite well from his perspective. And I think he felt like there was no real pressure. Just try and get as many people, performing as good as possible with a tough game against Chelsea coming up. And no sign of Ruben Amorim until Ipswich, which I think is after the international break. Another international break, third international break before Christmas, which is absolutely ridiculous. Um, but yeah, a few games here for Ruud van Nistelrooy to really sort of implement something or to do something with this team, to get players feeling ready for the impending arrival of Ruben Amorim, which, um, by the way, that deal's been more or less completed and finalised. He will be the Manchester United manager, taking over the international break and readying himself and the team for kickoff against Ipswich, which I think is an away game. It's an away fixture. So Ruben Amorim's first game in charge, Ipswich away. There are tougher tests out there. Let's be honest. Promoted side away is never the easiest game in your life in the world, but it's yeah, there are tougher tests to play, 100%. So I think Ruben Amorim will relish that opportunity, and brings with him his coaching staff as well. So the setup in the back rooms will be more or less similar, if not the same, as how he's had it in Sporting, which familiarity for the sake of Ruben Amorim is great. You want to see that sense of familiarity, that the ideas in right the way across the board are implemented from manager right the way down to all members of the coaching staff. So yeah, a good setup pending, but we need to see um, we need to see that the players are ready to do so, to also jump on that train as well. But it does make you wonder with the performances we saw last night. Very very soon, only half a week after putting in an abysmal performance against West Ham, one of the liveliest performances you've seen from a Manchester United side for quite a while. Like that was very very lively. So it does make you wonder. I mean, Captain Bruno 2 goals tonight on a hat trick. Casemiro 2 goals tonight on a hat trick, setting things up, making things happen. Dalot even set up a goal, even though he had a Bozo gene moment this game. Set up a goal, played in a lovely cross to Garnacho. Garnacho in the perfect place. Xerxes unlucky not to get a goal, which then led to Casemiro getting his second off the back of that fiasco in the box. Bruno Fernandes, I think, free kick, fortunate with the deflection off of the head of the Leicester player, and then also fortunate that they had a Bozo G moment in the back lines, passing, literally passing Fernandes in without competition, and then rounded the goalkeeper. I mean, if that's under Ten Hag, do you see Fernandes attempting to round the keeper like that? To humiliate that defense for their mistake? A bit of humiliation on the side of that punishment. I think that team, when it plays without fear, without pressure, it plays like one of the best, most dangerous teams in the league, which is such a silly thing, because you see the amount of potential in some of those players, and you think you don't get to see that because they're playing as though their lives are on the line every single week, but switching it off and on. So you don't see players driven. You don't see these players oozing any confidence. You don't see these players feeling like they are there to do the best, to give the absolute very best that they've got to offer. All you end up seeing is players that are just almost coasting and just piggybacking off of the hard work of those that carry the team. Now, that team that we played last night, not the strongest defence by any means. No Andre Onana. Lindelof was in that lineup. Martinez pushed out to left back. Casemiro and Agate, I think, yeah, very strong team. It would be nice to see Mainu and Agate, but Mainu being injured at the moment was not going to be included in this game. Garnacho, Rashford, I mean, Diallo, I think perhaps warrants a start against Chelsea. Unlucky as well with his shot. Tried the spectacular with the bicycle kick. But yeah, not quite to the execution of Garnacho. That shot went just wide to the left of the goal, and and ultimately it just shows endeavour, ambition that these players they can do it. They just aren't under Ten Hag. They just fancy not doing it. So it does make you really question what sort of trust can you have for these players? What sort of trust can you have? Because we had this mentality handing over from Ralph Rangnick to Ten Hag. We said, can we trust these players to really perform and keep it consistent and to keep trying for their manager? Can we trust them? And a lot of people said, no, you can't trust them, but we still turned against the manager anyways. So it does make you really wonder how deceiving these players can actually be. Because we sit there and we say, well, it's so bad, it can't be the players, it's got to be the manager. Just like that, we've missed out what we were saying, or we've contradicted or gone against what we were saying at the very start of proceedings. We said, well, these players have performed how they are playing under Ten Hag in the latter stages of his tenure, very much similarly as to how they were playing at the end of the tenure of other managers gone by. They don't change, managers do. And I suppose the thing that we can say about Ten Hag from his perspective is I feel like Ten Hag needs to invoke change. Try different things. Be a sort of manager that's like, if this really isn't working, I've got plan Bs, I've got plan Cs, I've got other options. I can move the chess pieces around, right? There's more depth to me as a manager than there is on the surface. And it feels like the latter stages, it felt like he lost dimensions to what he was as a manager. He lost factors. So he was very one track mind, one trick pony. Didn't want to try anything or tune things a little bit. No, just straightforward. Every week, same thing. Different opposition, variable results. So sometimes you'll get the team playing really, really well, creating lots of chances, getting away with a clean sheet. And then other weeks, it's just abysmal, it's rubbish, and every player looks like they're ready to just keel over and die, right? That, we know these players are capable of that, no matter who's in charge. One thing I'll say with Ruud is I believe that the players do have a bit of respect for Ruud, right? Now, will we get the same performance when Chelsea come to Old Trafford on Sunday? It remains to be seen. I think, given that it's a big game, Premier League, Ruud is probably going to tell them, listen, the big man, your main man is on the way in. We've got a few games here running up until the international break. Get yourselves playing to the very, very best of your ability. And I think Ruud can probably communicate that quite well with some of these players, right? I think he can sort of relate to some of these players and say, now's the chance, right? This next run of games, right? Play your hearts out, right? And get yourself ready for Amarim taking over. These are still very valuable points that we are playing for here, right? Still very, very valuable points. Beating Chelsea, on Sunday, I think would be a very symbolic result because I mean people say, "Oh, keep Ruud" after a League Cup game against Leicester City. I say no. I'd say no to that. I'd wait. I'd wait. See what they want to do and what they feel like when it comes to playing against Chelsea. Right? See what we're feeling like then, because it could come to the point where we play against Chelsea and they could dispatch us quite easily. We could dispatch them quite easily. I mean, they travelled away to Newcastle midweek and could have got absolutely battered. So out of the Carabao Cup, they've got to bounce back. They've got to bounce back. I think Ruud Van Nistelrooy's United, don't let them bounce back. Just keep applying the pressure on the throat. Just keep pushing against them and just say, look, we are going to. I think we need to really stick it to Chelsea. You know, they're chasing off after top four, chasing after Champions League qualification. Manchester United, lowly Man United, down in 14th place. If you beat Chelsea, that's a statement. You're laying the claim. Don't think that that top four door is shut just yet. Manchester United have got a bit of life in them still, right? And that's the message we need to be putting out to the Premier League. We need to be feeling like a big team, right? Not small, mediocre team in turmoil. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, lose, win, win, lose, lose, win, win, lose, 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 win, lose, win, win, lose. You know, crappy consistency, crappy records. We need to really carry over going into the Chelsea game, and I think with what we've seen last night, feels like it's the first day of the honeymoon, right? The very first day of the honeymoon. How long does the honeymoon period last? How long does it last? And will we upkeep this these performances going in against Chelsea? I'm not sure. They will Chelsea 100%. They'll bring out their first team. They'll bring out their first team. No question about it. Cole Palmer will play. Uh, but I think their attacking lineup will be very much statement. Very much a statement at starting 11. But I think that defence we can get at. 100% we can get at. A free flowing Manchester United attack. That's creating chances against that Chelsea team. Really creating chances. But it has to be a free flowing Man United, and it has to be where the players are giving their everything. No passengers on Sunday. But anyways, that's Sunday's game. Um, with our game tonight, as a sort of wrap up of thoughts, am I happy with the performance itself? Yeah, I'm relatively happy. Relatively happy. Um, a lot more clinical, I must say. A lot more clinical with the shooting. I think at one point we had 15 shots and had scored 5 goals from it. 5 goals from 9 attempts on target. That's a pretty good conversion rate with that many opportunities. I do have to say conversion rate sort of fell off a cliff a little bit in the second half, but we calmed the game down. We did. We calmed it down. If it was just the second half we played, it would be a 1-0 scoreline. You know, control what goes on. They were a bit unlucky with one of their shots hitting the bar. I think I can't remember who it was. That I think it was Sumare. I think it was Sumare that ended up hitting the bar. But yeah, it's a simple thing for Man United. The fact that they can switch up. Ruud has shown a little hint of going gun ho in first half. If you've got a good lead, manage the game. Manage the game. At 4-2, you think, Jesus, this game could explode in the second half, and it can go either way. Either team can fully collapse. We got that. We got that next goal, and then we just sat on it. Just sat on it. Could try and control that game, maintain that game, keep them away from your goal. Aside from them hitting the bar, not really worked. They didn't really work any significant chances that were like, oh my god, the Leicester should have scored there. And we didn't really see any of that in the second half, barring the shot off the bar. I thought Manchester United, or Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think managed. He managed the second half, right? Get a fifth goal and restore a 3-goal cushion, because usually a 2-goal lead they say is a dangerous lead, right? 2-0 is a dangerous score live, or 4-2 that's still only 2 goals behind because you can swing the pendulum. You need to get that comfort factor, and they push for the comfort factor, got it gifted to them, and then calm, relax, just make sure you keep everything controlled, under control, very well temperamented, or well tempered and everything. Just keep on, stay on the money, stay on the ball, and I felt like we did that. Not there wasn't like a crazy essence that we dominated possession, or oh, look how much of the ball that we had, or the amount of passes we had. There was none of that. None of that. It was 53% to their 47%. That's a lot of possession for a Leicester team travelling away from home with squad rotation. But that team was a team that, was on paper, looked like a team that was going to get beaten. And lo and behold, they were. So, I say, as far as the teams go, accurate scoreline. Very much an accurate scoreline. Not to mention some of the players they subbed on in the second half as well. They strengthened in that second half and still couldn't find a way back in. But anyways, so yeah, I think good performance overall. Pleased for Ruud. Start the right way, and hopefully onwards and upwards to bigger and better things. Hopefully it means confidence booster and better prepared for our next game, Chelsea, on the weekend. But yes, I think tomorrow, probably be tomorrow. That will run by the match preview um, for Chelsea. We might do it tonight either. Um, Tonight or tomorrow. Let's see what happens. But yes, good performance. Ruben Amorim on the way. It's confirmed. £6.5 million a year, which is like, damn. That's a good salary for a Manchester United manager in the modern day. That's a good salary. We'll give Ineos that. We'll give Ineos that. And coaching staff coming in as well, all set to take place, take position over the international break, which I think starts on November the 11th. So a few games that unfortunately Amorim will be missing, but we'll get to see more of what Ruud is all about, get to see what his team's all about, and work something, get something going. So for me, let's see to it. Let's push on, and let's salvage something this season. Still in the Carabao Cup's got the FA Cup yet still to come. Of course, Europa League, got a few things we need to turn around there. In fact, let me just check. Have we got any more? I think there is. One more. It's next week. Yeah, so next week, PAOK at home. Well, actually, the next 3 games are at home. So, Ruud van Nistelrooy, go out there and have some fun for the next 3 games. That's all I can say. Go out there and have some fun and get that team singing. Don't turn it into a choir. Just make it perform well if you can. Because then after that, return to action. First game for Amorim, Ipswich away, followed by a home fixture of Bodo Glimt in Europa League. That is at home, so no crazy travelling there. That's all good. Then we face Everton in the league, and then big one after that. Arsenal away, followed by Nottingham Forest at home. So a couple of more difficult games there, where we will see the Amorim system early days tested. But then we got Plazen. I don't say that. That's an away trip in Europa League, and then a quick turnaround. Um, Victoria, Pleasant, Victoria. What country? Czech Republic. So a little bit of journeying into Europe, a little venture into Europe, and then we face Man City away, and then we face Tottenham away, and then we face Bournemouth at home. Yeah, difficult fixture list coming up across December, mid-December that is. So yeah, hopefully things will look more on the up. That will be competitive across that period, and that we are picking up points, valuable points, but more importantly, showing a very strong statement of intent. So fingers crossed that we can do some good things, some very good things. But anyways, if you agree with what I've said with the performances yesterday, then do be sure to pop your feelings and your verdicts down in the comment section below, as well as your thoughts on Ruben Amorim to Manchester United. Rivals hate it. Rivals hate it. They will tell me he's nothing. He's a nothing. He's a Ten Hag 2.0. He's crap. He's not going to do anything. Meanwhile, if he was linked to their club, they'll be all over him like a rash. They'll be all over him like a rash. But we know how the minds of Man United rivals work. Manchester United, hated, adored, and never, ever ignored. But don't forget also, smash the likes as well and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Of course, either today or tomorrow, later on, we'll have the preview of the Chelsea game. And perhaps a little something for the official unveiling of Ruben Amorim once we've got that confirmed by the club with the club statements, just to see seeing what we've got going on there. There's Graham Souness talking out of his arse again. Graham Souness. I don't think Graham Souness has really ever said anything that's actually of genuine intellect. Like genuine intellect. Like people say, "Oh, I love Souness. He's really just like, oh, he doesn't pull punches." I'm like, yeah, it's like the punching bag is there. There's a brick wall there, and he's punching a brick wall, and he's just like, "You told me that punching these punching bags wouldn't hurt." It's like, yes, Graham, because the punching bag is over fucking here. It's not there. You're punching a wall. You absolute trollop. So yeah, that. It is what it is. But anyways, we'll catch you guys again later on or tomorrow. Keep that notification bell switched on as well if you'd like to know or be notified when we either go live or publish a video. But yeah, aside from that, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, people.